Welcome everybody to another edition of our Meet the Caps video interviews. Tonight's guest is Kalpesh Hathi, and for those of our Caps fans that are following along on our website and perhaps following our Twitter feed during games, tonight's guest is actually the hidden person behind the K-Train tweets that we often have during our games. So, a little bit of a background on that. A K-Train event is when Kalpesh has an open ice hit on another player on the other team. And when that happens, I always tweet a K-Train event like a K-Train wreck when there's a particularly good hit and a pretty exciting event on the ice. So, this is Kalpesh Hathi, and this is the subject of our interview tonight. And I know there's a lot of people who have been looking forward to this interview, so we'll have a lot of fun with it, I'm sure. So Kalpesh, let's get some of the hockey stuff over right at the beginning of this interview. So I know that you've been playing hockey for a lot of time. So this, I believe you've played some AAA hockey in spring before. Is this your first winter playing AAA hockey?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so where did you play last year?
Last year I played Bantam on the Canucks.
On the Canucks, okay. And how did it go last year?
It was alright. We didn't win too many, but it was alright.
Okay. Now this is the first AAA team that you've played on winter time. So has the play been similar to what you were expecting, or what have you felt so far?
Yeah, it's been faster, and it's like kind of what I expected, but just it's fine. It's a good time.
And you're enjoying it?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, couple of quick hockey questions for you. Favorite hockey team in the NHL?
Canadians.
Canadians, another Habs fan. Favorite player?
PK Subban.
PK Subban, okay. There's an article in the paper about him today saying that he's playing more defensively this year.
Yeah.
With his agreement with his coach, he was going to kind of stop some of the end-to-end rushes and concentrate on defense. Do you think that's a good idea?
Yeah, probably.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to move quickly into some of the other things that I know you're quite interested in, and sticking to the sports realm for a few minutes. From what I understand, you have quite a varied background in sports. So let's talk about some of those things, including starting with you have a black belt, or you had a black belt. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that. So what discipline was it in?
That was in karate.
Okay, so you have black belt in karate, and you've now switched to mixed martial arts?
Yeah, I started that like a year ago, but I just stopped in the winter for hockey, but I'm starting up again in the summer.
Okay, so what was it that interested you in mixed martial arts and encouraged you to get involved with it?
I started watching like UFC, and I really liked it. My mom wasn't too keen on it because it's kind of violent, but I convinced her and just started. Okay,
so now you had a black belt in karate. What happens with your black belt when you switch to another sport or another discipline?
I'm not sure, really.
So do you have to do anything to maintain it? So would you still be considered to have a black belt in karate, or how does that work?
If I went back, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
so have you been involved in any mixed martial arts events yet?
My club has hosted a couple like in-club tournaments, and I've done quite a few like karate tournaments.
Okay.
And yeah.
And so you enjoy that a lot. So how would you compare that to hockey? Is similar level of excitement? Do you enjoy them about the same, or?
Yeah, I enjoy them about the same. Hockey, I probably like it a bit more.
Okay.
And, yeah.
So what's in the future? Are you going to continue with mixed martial arts in the future? And
yeah, probably like after I'm done hockey, like when I'm 18, I'll probably like start up mixed martial arts again.
Okay. Excellent. Now, you mentioned that the AAA play this year has been pretty much what you expected. Now our team, we're kind of a middle of the pack team, I would say at the moment. What do we got to do in the next little while to start moving up the path?
We got to like stay consistent and just like always be ready to play and make smart plays and just really always be ready to play because we're a good team. We just haven't really we had quite a few bad games and just.
Okay. All right, and I know the coaches are working on that, and we've got a couple games this weekend, so we'll have a chance to start turning things around, I'm sure. Okay, now, turning to school for a moment. I know you are a great student, straight A student, very high marks. What is your favorite subject?
Probably math.
Probably math, okay. And what would be your least favorite subject?
Probably French.
French would be the least favorite, okay. And tell me, so I know, as I said, you're a very good student, so in the future, what do you see yourself doing in terms of your studies?
I'm not really sure. I'm hoping to go to university and probably do like some sciences and stuff.
Okay.
But I really don't know what I want to like do with my life.
Okay, still deciding?
Yeah.
All right. And so that's a little bit about school. Let's switch and talk a little bit about music. I know from what I've heard, you're very much into music. So if I was to take a look at your iPod Touch, let's say, or whatever music device you're using, what kind of music would I find on there?
I listen to a lot of old rock and roll, and I listen to a lot of rap and some of the new stuff. But I have a lot of old classic rock on there.
Okay.
A lot of rap.
So classic rock from say the 80s, 70s, and 80s, that type of thing.
Yeah, around there.
Any particular favorite groups?
Like Led Zeppelin.
Ah, Led Zeppelin. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
Excellent. So how did you get interested in that type of music?
Well, my dad always listens to it, and at first I really didn't like it, and I asked him to turn it off. But now, I don't know, it kind of grew on me, and I enjoy listening to it. And I used to play guitar, so I learned a lot of those songs, and it just kind of grew on me.
Okay. So any particular favorite rock and roll songs from back in that era?
I like a lot, so I couldn't pick a favorite. But
okay. Basically anything from Led Zeppelin or bands like that, I suspect. Yeah. Okay. Now, you mentioned you play guitar, so is that correct? You play guitar?
I did. I stopped this year again for hockey and whatnot. I had the time.
Okay. Play any other instruments?
When I was young, I played a bit of piano, but not
okay.
Yeah.
And so music's obviously has been a big part of your life, and that's great. It's a lifelong thing that you can follow that bring a lot of enjoyment, of course. Now, other kind of interests of yours, what about reading?
I don't read very much, but if I find a good book, I won't be able to stop reading it.
Okay. Any particular genre of books that you like? Anything? It doesn't really matter?
If it's a good book.
Okay. Now, I've heard for some of your spare time you're involved in cooking. What can you tell me about that?
Well, I like to eat my mom's food.
Okay.
So instead of waiting for her to make it, she kind of taught me how to make it.
Okay.
By watching her and whatnot. So now I know how to make some stuff that like my favorite stuff.
All right.
And I just kind of make it when I'm impatient for her.
Okay. So what kind of things do you like to make? What kind of dishes?
My mom makes really good Chinese stir fry.
Okay.
And I make that, and there's some Indian food she makes.
Yeah.
And just different stuff like that, smoothies and stuff.
All right. Like a fruit smoothie?
Yeah, easy stuff that she taught me.
Okay. And so she's quite a good cook, I gather.
Yeah.
What about your dad? Can he cook?
No, not at all.
Not at all. So he has to wait for your mother to cook too?
Yeah.
All right. So if your mother was making a meal tonight and she said, Kalpesh, what do you want to have tonight? What are you going to ask her to make?
Probably, there's my favorite Indian dish. It's beans and paneer. I don't know what it's called in English, but that. And so I'd probably get her to make that because I really like eating that. And whatever she makes, I'm always excited to sit down and eat.
Very good. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about leisure time. So if you have, let's say tomorrow afternoon, you have the whole afternoon to do whatever you want to do. What are you going to do?
Hang out with friends, watch TV. I really like hanging out with friends, just doing whatever, just playing road hockey and just messing around.
Any particular favorite TV shows?
Right now, I've really gotten into the show Prison Break.
Okay.
It's a series, and I watch it on Netflix.
Yes.
And I like watching that after school and whatnot.
And it's called Prison Break?
Yes.
Okay, and what's this about?
Some guy, his brother's accused of killing the vice president's brother, and then he gets in the prison on purpose and breaks him out.
Okay.
It's all about that.
Very good. All right. So, as I mentioned at the outset, I know you've played hockey for a long time, and you've been involved in these other sports. Do you have a particular best sports memory? Something that you've done that's a particularly good sports memory?
There's a lot, but probably my favorite time was back in Adam when we went to this tournament in PEI, and it's like any other tournament, but it's like our first time staying out in a hotel and whatnot. It's just an exciting event.
Yes.
It's with the Blizzards.
Yes.
In the Montague tournament.
Okay.
And I always remember that because it was my first tournament, staying out at a hotel, and it was just a really fun time.
Okay, very nice. Now, you've got a Player of the Game award this year. That must have been a highlight as well, I would assume. Excellent. Do you have any particular sports figures, personalities, people in the sporting world that you particularly admire?
Oh, I ever did. Probably Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali? Interesting. And what is it about him that you admire?
Just really charismatic and like exciting to watch, and a good athlete too. And
okay. Now, Kalpesh, you are known to have a big sense of humor. A couple of people that we've interviewed, in fact more than a couple, and probably almost all of them have said that one of the funniest guys on the team has to be Kalpesh. So where does this sense of humor come from?
I don't know, just developed. My dad probably.
From your dad?
Likes to crack a lot of jokes.
Okay.
Not a lot of good ones, but...
What about your mom? Is she funny too?
She's funny, but I don't know, my dad really just tosses out the jokes all the time.
Okay, now I understand that you've been known to play a few practical jokes on people. Anything come to mind that you could share with us? Anything, perhaps maybe something's happened at school that you've done that's been particularly good?
It's not like a big deal, but like I remember the last day of school, we put a whoopee cushion on my teacher's chair,
okay.
and we put like the mic by her chair, and it went like all 4 classes, and everyone heard it. And she broke the whoopee cushion, so we all made fun of her for the rest of the day.
Okay, and this is something you set up?
Yeah.
Okay, now I also have heard stories that perhaps you've pretended in school that you're a non-English speaking citizen. Any truth to that?
Yeah, so we had a substitute one day, and some people came up with the idea, and I just kind of followed through.
So you pretended you couldn't speak English, all right. Okay, travel. Where's the most interesting place you've traveled to?
Definitely India.
Okay.
We went there for like a month when I was 5.
Okay.
We visited like the Taj Mahal, and we visited like all my relatives out there. And just like a cool experience.
Okay.
I don't remember it too vividly because like I was 5, but I remember like it was a fun time, and it was just like different, and it's cool to see like where my mom grew up and whatnot.
Yes, absolutely. So you'd like to go back sometime?
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. So we've talked about a lot of different things here tonight, including sports, school, some of your interests. Can you think of a particularly unusual fact about yourself that maybe the average person wouldn't know?
Probably what you said about cooking. Like
okay.
Actually cook.
Yes.
Most people probably wouldn't know that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good one, especially for someone your age to be involved in cooking. That's a wonderful thing, and it'll only be something that you can expand on as you get older.
Yes.
Okay. Just a couple of wrap-up questions about the season ahead. So we are about halfway through the season, and we have a couple of things coming up. So we're going away this weekend. We're doing a bus tour up north. We're playing a couple of games, Miramichi and against the Acadian Peninsula team. What do you think is going to happen this weekend?
I think we're going to come out with 2 wins and a good weekend.
Okay. And any plans for any practical joking on this weekend? Because we're going to be staying overnight in the Miramichi. Anything you got planned?
No plans, but it might happen.
All right. Well, we'll be watching that, and we'll be keeping our eyes open. So that's it for tonight. I'd like to say thanks to Kalpesh Hathi. It's been wonderful having you tonight, and best luck in the rest of the season.